Hello everyone, today I am so excited. Everything is just purely good news. The first is my favorite deck archetype is in a very strong spot right now, and that is clutter. If you've watched very many of my videos, if you've been around the channel for long, you know that I love a good evil deck. And one of those that hasn't been nerfed into the ground is clutter. Now, clutter is one that is easily counterable with certain cards, but if those cards are not prominent or very common in the meta, it does really well against everything else. It's been a couple of months since clutter has been incredibly strong, and so in those couple of months, we've started gravitating towards greedier and greedier and greedier decks that take up a lot of board space on their side, that use a lot of cards, that just have a lot of things that are happening on their side of the board, and without that space, they're restricted and you pretty much can't do anything. You don't have any answers to it. Now, when this archetype starts upticking, it's very easy to tech in like a Killmonger or start running decks that, you know, naturally want to run the Killmonger. Or if you do mobile cards, so Rocket and Groot, fantastic one with that mobility. Sam Wilson to a degree, but it is also taking up an extra spot on your board, which as a clutter enjoyer, thank you. Bounce does really well against this style of decks that run Kitty Pryde, but those mid-range decks have kind of been pushed out of the top slots, and so with that we have a lot of room to win games. And so the deck itself is a very straightforward clutter list. I would say keep this in your arsenal if you like this archetype. Keep this in your decks, keep it built. It's not going to be great all of the time. Once it's kind of commonplace, there will be decks that are counters to it, and so then it's not going to be as strong. But if you kind of leave it in waiting, leave it in the shadows, eventually things like Killmonger, Bounce, Kitty Pryde, mobile cards are going to fall out of commonality, and then with that, you can sneak back in and then strike when the timing is right. Today, just playing passively, I've dropped from rank 500, or I guess climbed from 500 to top 350. And that's just in passing gameplay. If I was to sit down and actually grind it out before this kind of spreads, I think I could pretty easily get into the top 100 just with how quickly I've been able to win these games. And so jump on this quick before everybody else has it or has a counter to it, and you're going to win a lot of games just off of the sheer annoyance of it. And then the other really positive thing is the announcement of the card acquisition system change, which has been long overdue, and that also means I'm going to be able to revive and restart I played Marvel Snap for 30, 60, 90 or 30, 60, 100 days that I never got to finish before because my hard drive crashed. And so I'm going to revive that as soon as that new update comes out. But so far, it just seems like a net positive for everybody. More agency, you can get cheaper cards if you don't want the spotlight cards. And then if you want to pinpoint a particular card, you can guarantee it in 6,000 rather than gambling your keys and potentially needing 4 to get the one new card. Now, as we get more details on it, I'm going to flesh out a game plan for the free-to-play account, but I'm very excited to get that up and going once again. We're going to go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. I hope you guys enjoy. Unfortunate. Wait, no, we cap out the left lane, don't we? Because we can't pull over. That's fine. As long as Green Goblin jumps over there, we can lock in the left. Oh, no. It jumps left and then right. Oh, okay. How do we win from here? Is it just a Red Hulk? It's a Red Hulk grapple arrow and prayer type of game. They're gonna have to swing both of these, so they need at least 5 here, and then they're gonna need at least 6 here to win both of these. That's what we're gonna lean on, the Red Hulk, and then the grapple arrow is just a prayer. The only thing that could be better than the grapple arrow is if we drew Titania, or if we ended up getting Pim Arrow from Kate Bishop. Otherwise, this is about the best we could get. We do force the retreat. Again, if you're trying to really climb with this deck, you need to be aggressive, but I would kind of warn that with a caution of make sure that you're comfortable playing clutter before you start aggressively snapping, because if you do it and you can't really read the opponent perfectly, you could end up losing 4 or 8 cubes off of it, and that never feels good. All right. First up, we have none other than KM Best himself, rank number 18 currently. Let's see if we can take him to Clutter Town. We have Hood starting off. We have Viper, Magic, Debris. Now, the beauty of this deck right now is that there's very few locational change cards. So typically Magic is safe. Where this started falling off was Magic was a question mark. We had a lot of Nocturne and other like Legion, other ways to change locations, which was not great. But now it is definitely much, much better. That, and we had a lot of bounce, which bounce, ooh, wow. Wait, Cam's playing Arsham? And he got a massive Mantis there. Like, I'm so sad about that. Goodness. But we do have Magic. We have Debris, which is looking fantastic. Let's go ahead and throw Viper in for... You know what? I'm going to throw it into mid. I was going to do it left, but if they get Falcon to be able to move that Cap America shield, it is not great for us. So we're going to start looking at cluttering up the sandbar. And then, let's see. Let's go ahead and throw Debris over to the right. I want to snap, but at the same time, we're just going to slow play this. And I don't want to register anything that we're going to clutter him up. Now, with an Arsham deck, very, very rarely would it ever run like a Killmonger. So if we do... If we do Cannonball right now, we're going to slap that demon over to the left. Unless they hit a Falcon, then we'd be good. Now, if we do Cannonball right, we slap the shield over. If they do Falcon, we're still in trouble. So, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. We're going to bank. I was going to gamble. If they have Falcon and we did Cannonball, we'd be in trouble. But we're going to go ahead and extend the game and not take anything for granted here. The Mockingbird on the left is good, very big. Is it going to be big enough? We have the massive Red Hulk saving us in the left. Yeah, we do hit the retreat. Typically with a clutter deck, you want to snap much more aggressively. But that one's KM Best. We're going to let that one slide. Next up, we have Dehydrated Vampire. They were rocking some kind of Sam Wilson deck, which is fine. Just adding to our game plan. Eternity Range, yeah, they're probably going to cap out and get the extra draw from the Abbey. It is what it is. So they go ahead and play Sam Wilson. So they do have a little bit of flexibility in moving that shield around. But that is going to be about it. Let's go Green Goblin. Maybe we can get lucky. I doubt it. I doubt we win Eternity Range because the shield plus whatever they play here. It's going to make it very, very tough. But it is what it is. We knew it was a kind of hopeful. So we're pretty slim on what we can do here. I mean, they move the shield. We throw Titania Viper, send both their way. Cap this one out. We just have to win one more from there. So like a Hood into Doc Ock next turn, then we can finish with a Cannonball Demon. That is gonna be my line. I think that is how we win this one. And we probably should have snapped into it, honestly. We were fairly confident that we get this one capped out. Especially with knowing kind of how that shield moves most of the time. We can pretty easily win this one. We just need to win one more. So what is going to be the one that we can win easiest? Well, we should have snapped. This is a clutter in general is an archetype that is a 1 and 2 cube archetype. But I just love it so much. I have been dominating. I actually got quite a few 8-cubers as I was playing passively today. I climbed from rank 500 to 300. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Mystery Man. I'm not confident enough in my Spanish to know if that is a slur or a cuss word or something inappropriate. So I'm not going to say it. I could Google it, but we're just gonna move on with the game. They are running a what looks like a Thanos deck. Then Thanos, it has to be a Thanos Wiccan deck, which is kind of interesting. Miniaturized Lab is not fantastic for us because then Debris is not really going to do much of anything. So they play it what I assume is a 2-cost card. We have to be a little on the lookout for a 3-cost card here. Debris is not amazing. It's not awful. Knowing that they're probably going to play into Baxter Building, we can kind of use that to our advantage. We could potentially hit what here? Viper, not great. Magic would have been fine. Hood would have been good. Cannonball, not so great, but that's fine. We do get, whoa, Acid Arrow and Green Goblin as our draws. But I assume that they play here, or maybe they play away from here. Let's do the old school combo, Titania, Green Goblin. If they don't play here, we win the game. If they do, then as long as they don't cap this one out, excuse me, as long as they don't cap this one out, Green Goblin goes over there anyways. Titania stays on our side. All is well. I assume that they play Wiccan, which is we're gonna be able to kind of use that to our advantage, knowing that on turn 4 they typically want to play only one card. They do bamboozle us though with just the Soulstone or the Soulstone Power Stone combo. Okay, so we are gonna have to play a little bit bigger into the Baxter Building. We need at least 10 power here, so our Red Hulk or hitting a Cannonball there would be our only 2 potential options. And so they played it well. I don't like it, but I, at least somewhat respect it. We can do Red Hulk next turn, win the Baxter Building. We have to look out for Reality Stone. Otherwise, we snap back to reality very, very quickly. So instead of that, do we ever drop like Acid Arrow, Doc Ock? It can go pretty big. I don't know if we even want Doc Ock is the problem. All right, we're gonna go Magic. Magic and a prayer. Let's go Pim Arrow. We'll see. We'll see what we see. They could have a potential Killmonger. I hope not, but they could. Oh, Khazar, so definitely no Killmonger. The Baxter Building is rather stacked now, though. So it all comes down to if they have Reality Stone or not, right? They haven't Mind Stoned, so I don't mind if we steal that stone. We're gonna risk it. Hope for no Reality Stone. If it is there, they win. Because even though we flip Baxter Building, we're just not gonna be able to flip back Limbo or Miniaturized Lab with the additional reach that they're gonna have. Okay, so singular card in the left lane. So far, we are golden. Now, they still have... No, we have priority. They filled this one. Cannonball can't do us any good in mid. We have to look out for Gilgamesh, which is going to come in at, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus... Is it 9 now as the base? Comes in at 16. Plus the 7. 23? Eesh. If we do this, we take care of 5, so it goes back down to 18. We at least force a tie. And we have priority, so Shadow King is not great. We force a tie, that's not good enough, though. They have Soulstone, we can't Shadow King the Thanos. Or Cannonball the Thanos. I think we lose as long as they have Gilgamesh. Oh, wait. No. We're not forcing a tie. With the Cannonball, we also activate Pim Arrow here, which is going to be enough. So let's go ahead and launch this. And if they happen to fill both, Khazar dying is great for us. That lowers their potential Gilgamesh by... No, the blue Marvel comes in, and so it's not a Gilgamesh, it is just a Dazzler. Because we took out the Khazar, they wouldn't have been able to do it in the right lane anyways, but we will hold down the 4 cubes very tight. Wasn't super comfortable, but we were in control pretty much every step of that way, unless they drew specific cards, being Reality Stone. We will take those odds. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have L'Ariel. The first location, Central Park, helps us out immensely. They are also running the largest deck I've ever seen, coming in at 25 remaining. And so it's a Thanos. Oh, if they don't have a way to destroy these, we are in the money. And Collapse of Mine actually doesn't hurt us. We didn't have a good, solid line on a play anyways, so we're happy. Now, we're going to do a Viper away from Central Park. Oh my goodness. Subterranean. So now their deck is even larger. Let's go ahead and do Green Goblin. And I'm going to snap into it. We don't need magic, so we're not as afraid of something like Legion this game. We don't need magic unless they have a Killmonger and they have it in hand. We are going to be able to cap them out pretty quickly, making their game plan very, very difficult of whatever it ends up or would end up being. So, I know that we can cap out left, but I think we're going to send a Hood into right because I'm not confident. I'm not confident that we would be able to get the Hood to send over in mid. Now, if we were doing something like Titania, Kate Bishop, we could, of course, do that and send Titania into their side in mid, but I think we can hold off and just kind of play some of those mind games. Agamotto, perfect. Beautiful. Super big cannonball fodder, or Shang-Chi if we need. And all the while, Hood going over in the right lane, just making their game plan super, super restrictive. Titania. Let's go ahead and do Kate Bishop. And for good measure, I'm going to do Shadow King. I don't think it matters too much. Our end line is always Demon Cannonball. As long as we can... Ooh, big Thanos. So, no, we lose the right lane, unfortunately. That makes this so much more difficult. Had we just played, what, Demon last turn here, we'd be golden, but we didn't. Ooh, rough. This forces a tie, and then we're just looking to win the tiebreaker off of a Cannonball Destruction. Not great. For 4 cubes, not great at all. We're gonna go ahead and let it rip, let it fly. We only have to win by 2, and so if they stack into one big card, we might be okay. If they also stack their largest card as that first one to get the Galacta bonus or buff, also could be in the money. There's a lot of ways this goes wrong though. So big Enchantress, that's 9 power, that leaves Kingpin. Kingpin might just be low enough that we can make this happen. Oh my goodness. What a calculated risk. Had they flipped that around, and they very likely could have, anticipating the Cannonball, they could have flipped it so Kingpin got the bonus. Enchantress would have still been the Cannonball fodder, but they would have remained with another +3, bringing them up to 7, and it would have forced like an exact tie. We will take our 4 cubes. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Bill. Rank 245, Machine World, gives us a lot of kind of information on where the opponent's going to play. We can much more easily cap them out with like a Green Goblin because they're going to play in these 2 lanes and typically avoid Machine World, which we can use to our advantage. All we have to do most of the time is fully cap out one lane, and then we can counter another, either Cannonball or Shang-Chi. Should be able to get us there. A double debris is also looking super spicy. I'm going to save the Green Goblin. We're going to go just debris for now. And honestly, I could play it into Machine World, but I don't know that we want to give them the clutter tools. And so we're not going to do that. Whoa, Corvus into mid with the Apocalypse and losing the Gambit. And so debris to the right actually serves us pretty well, but not great. I know we're eventually going to want to do magic in a very magical way. We could do Doc Ock this turn, pull out one of their cards. We could also just do a second debris and see where they play. Doubtful that it's in Machine World. Doubtful that it's in Fist Tower. It's probably over here to the right, but we're okay with that. And then if they drop something like, I don't know, Dracula, we just drop garbage into Machine World last turn and we're good to go. So Moon Knight, ooh, Shang-Chi is gone. That is scary. Proxima goes over to the left, which is great for us. They are now close to being capped in 2 of the 3 lanes. All that we're going to do here... if we did this, do we think we could win? It's their lowest power card. So maybe like a Swarm, maybe a Scorn, and then we can do Demon Cannonball, call it a an absolute day. Unless they have Dracula. But if they do, then we try to clutter them up with garbage in Machine World. All right, so big Apocalypse. They go ahead and just play it outright. Kind of interesting. Duplicate Moon Knight. Khonshu. It's fine, right? We just Demon left. Cannonball mid. We stick to the plan. They revive Gambit. Super scary. But I think it is what it is. We could always try to do like Shadow King, but I think our play is always going to be Cannonball here. And we're just praying to the Gambit gods that he does not make a name for himself and that he just whiffs. There's a lot of options, which is good. We have a lot of duplicate rocks. We have the debris, the hood. We just have to avoid it hitting one particular card, and that is Doc Ock. Otherwise, we're safe. Khonshu coming in, bringing Gambit over to the left. Okay, we hit right lane, wrong card. We hit the Demon Cannonball, knocking the Gambit away. We win mid, we win left. We'll gladly take it. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right. Next up, we have Danish, rank 224. And I have not played against Danish in quite some time. And so, especially with Khonshu coming out, I don't know what kind of deck Danish is running. It is anybody. I mean, it's always Hela. But outside of that, it is never the Hela that you would expect. And so Limbo comes down. That's actually... we don't have to drop our magic. We probably still drop magic into a Teelan just to make sure that we're not going to lose our cards. Wow, and then the Sanctum Sanctorum. Interesting. Now with Hela, we have our clutter tools to try to stop them from dropping their Hela. Because they're always going to win Sanctum Sanctorum if they get that revive off. And maybe we're okay with that. I kind of want to snap back, but I don't want to be greedy either. So Corvus, Gambit, good. And then Odin, wow. Losing Odin is kind of tough in Danish's kind of Hela high roll deck. Gladly take it. Okay. I guess let's just go debris mid. Work on a little bit of clutter. Blink for the Corvus hitting big Infinite, which is infinitely worse than anything else they could have dropped. What if we cap out mid and then win left with like Shang-Chi? Or maybe a Cannonball. That's what we're gonna be working towards here. Is Hood, Viper. I mean, we could just do that left lane, right? Hood, Viper. But then we're still gonna need to overcome mid, which is a problem. Ooh, Jubilee, that's fine. It's actually great for us. Into the Gore, not as great, but we can Shang-Chi it. And so next turn we can do what? Cannonball left? Or do we think Red Hulk just pure outscales it? Red Hulk may outscale him. We can Red Hulk. We're looking to do a Demon Cannonball on the final turn. We could also do Shang-Chi Demon, also a pretty good shout for us. Wait, do they have a way to rip away Limbo? No, just Hela. Okay. Okay. No, what? I didn't. When did Hela? Oh, when did Legion get discarded? Oh gosh. It happened. Got absolutely roasted and cooked. We did win mid. We lost the rest. Did Legion drop with the blade? If so, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful way that lined up, either drawing the blade or Legion or Hela last turn to be able to discard and resummon at the same time. Beautiful. And also be able to guarantee that it landed here, right? Oh, makes me sick. Nobody but Danish can run this deck the same way. His version of this deck, like you can get some good luck. I feel like he is a master at it. Let's take the 4-cube loss. And that is where we're going to end the video. We're going to end it on a loss. I like a big kind of upset. Thank you guys so much for being here and kind of weathering the storm with me and being around after I haven't posted in a while. But with the card acquisition changes that were announced, that is going to be changing. I have a lot of ideas for things to come out, so stick around. This has been TLSG. Later, guys.